Yo, yo, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. I'm a say this just to start it off. Hopefully you guys don't take this too harshly. All right, but I'm gonna say this to start this off. I won't be live for long tonight. All right, there's a couple stories to get into, nothing crazy. So honestly, I don't think I'm gonna be live for too long tonight. With that being said, we'll discuss the two topics that I think are worth discussing today. Spoiler alert, it's part of the thumbnail. You know, Mike Perry, new angle of him getting jumped by Eddie Alvarez and team/family. And then we got the new video from Joaquin that just dropped today as well. You know, calling out boxers for disrespecting UFC fighters. We got to talk about it. Joaquin also clapping back at some of the fans who had some things to say about his video that he dropped yesterday, speaking about how the division's inactive. And then instantly in the comments, you know, some of the boys, some of the fans came into his comment section and they're like, well, homie, you're not active. You're the one going on 8 months, no fights. What the hell are you calling out these guys who have fought more recent than you? Calling them inactive. So Joaquin had a little clap back. He clapped back at Shakur. He clapped back at Terrence. So we're going to get into these stories. And then I'll probably dip on out of here. But I will answer some of your guys' questions if you have any. Before I get started on that, I really want to fix my audio, bro. How does this sound? This doesn't sound the best, does it? Or does it sound pretty good? I mean, you tell me. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's too quiet. Just give me like a few seconds here. Maybe something like this. This looks all right. Still a little low. 8. 8 should be 9. Testing, testing. All right, that should be good. That should be good. That sounds about good to me. If you guys got any opinions or insights on my audio, let me know. But shout out to everybody watching. I'm already hearing some bullshit upstairs, but fucker. All right. Fucker. Let's get into the stories. Let me pull up Google Chrome and we're going to get going on all this. But I will address the chat as well momentarily. But before I do that, let me give you guys an update. I just got done editing the Joaquin Buckley interview. Okay, so that will be released. The full interview will be released to all members. I mean, it's already up on YouTube. The only thing I need to do is put a thumbnail, and then I can make it active on members only. But just know it's being uploaded right now as we speak. The Joaquin Buckley full unreleased interview from, I think we filmed it on January 23rd. So it took me like 2 weeks to get this one out. A little more than 2 weeks, unfortunately. But yeah, we talk about a lot of good things. I mean, the title is Joaquin Buckley calls out Yaroslav Amosov and white UFC fighters using the N-word, response to Dana White. All right, so you guys got to go tap in. But spoiler alert, you know, he also talks about Michael Morales being potentially the first zesty, you know, UFC champion. Potentially. So go tap in once it's posted, once it's live on members only. Go cop your membies now. I think I found out the way to gift out the memberships for free. So I'll be doing that as well for you guys. I'm gonna gift out some memberships right now, actually. Why don't we start off the stream by gifting out some membies? Oh, and then shit, it always takes me a minute to get started here, doesn't it? Everybody like the stream and subscribe if you're not subscribed for the one time. Pertaining to the headline of the day, Mike Perry, why Mike Perry got jumped at BKFC. Turns out Mike was talking to Eddie Alvarez's son. Eddie Alvarez issued a statement. Mike Perry issued a statement, and a new video dropped today. So we got 3 things to react to on this. It's going to tie it all together. Even Mike Perry released some footage of Eddie Alvarez pulling up on him at the event when they first saw each other, and everything was cool. What happened? Well, Mike Perry will explain it to you. Mike Perry could explain it better than me. So if we go to... Why did I pull up YouTube? Was I going to do something on there? Nah. Fix your white balance t-shirt is a bit blue. Shit, I don't think I'll be able to figure that out right now. Maybe tomorrow I'll get that figured out, but thank you. Thank you, Unbroken. I'm feeling out of sorts. But hey, who's the one? I just want to know real quick. Let me pop my shit for the one time. Who is the person who released the new footage of the exact moment that things popped off between Eddie Alvarez and Mike Perry? You're looking at him. You're looking at him. You might not see a lot of credits. You might not see a lot of people, sourcing what page it came from, but it came from right here. You're looking at the page. We created news again. We created news again. No one else has posted this. No other MMA blogs have posted this but me. And once again, I want to say shout out to the streets because I received this in the DMs. Like I said, we are in the streets. The streets, they be sending me stuff. We in the motherfucking streets. So I figured I'd point that out before we even get this one started. We posted this video. Now give me 1 second. Why do I just feel like I'm forgetting something, though, man? Why do I feel like I'm just forgetting something? The streets in the motherfucking house, homeboy. Facts, AD kid. So before we get started, I'm just going to shout out everybody in the chat. I probably won't be able to read all of them. But, what up, Derek? Oh, he's saying they cut Alex Morano. That's criminal, bro. Why the fuck did they cut him? No need to cut him, bro. Why would they do that? Thank you, Tuxedo, for the $2 dono. Where you been, Playboy? I've been here. I was here last night. I'm here tonight. We took off Sunday, though. We did take off Sunday. And, oh, shoot. I didn't even realize it's still on me. Yeah, so take a look. We posted this footage today, and we got the collab from none other than Mike Perry. Shout out to Mike Perry. He accepted the collab. So, we got the exclusive footage. We do. Everybody reposting it. You know where it originated from right here. Tyler Betts, what's popping, homie? Saying we sparking fires and walking away to watch others fan the flames. That's exactly what we doing. In other words, Tyler Betts, we throwing rocks and we hiding our hands. Shit, I guess sometimes we do that, don't we? But I won't be hiding my hands too much. In fact, there's no need to hide my hands. I'm not scary. Derek saying Dana said Covington and Connor not happening either would be a gay ass fight anyways. Colby's trash. Yeah, I never even thought Connor versus Colby was in the works at all. Juice says, let's go, big buck. Unbroken saying my audio sounds a little Jewish today. Hopefully he's trolling. Jimmy Jam saying, I hope everyone is well. What's poppin', Jimmy Jam? What up, Dylan? So Castro. Derek says, they said Mike Perry was talking shit to Eddie's son. Mike Perry blamed it on vodka. Why Eddie jumping people at his old age? Okay, well then, without further ado, let's get into the story of the evening. Let's get into it. So yes, today I was sent a video of a new angle of Mike Perry and Eddie Alvarez's little scuffle at BKFC KnuckleMania 6 popping off. It's the best angle we've seen, and it's from the beginning. It's of the exact moment Eddie Alvarez and his team jumped Mike Perry. All right, so kid in the white shirt, Eddie Alvarez's son. All right, kid in the white button-down shirt, Eddie Alvarez's son. You're looking at Mike Perry right here. You're looking at Eddie sitting down next to his son right here, and you're looking at Mike Perry's manager. Forget his name, but he's from First Round Management. He used to manage George Masvidal. In fact, Masvidal kind of hates this guy now. But let's take a look at how things popped off, because a lot of people were saying, you know, Mike Perry dissed Eddie Alvarez's son's girlfriend. I'm going to spoil it for you right off the back. It's true. All right, Mike Perry dissed Eddie Alvarez's son's girlfriend. Eddie Alvarez's son started popping off on him. Mike Perry was looking over at Eddie being like, yo, you going to do something, homie? You going to do something, homie? Mike Perry, a few drinks deep, decides to pop off on Eddie Alvarez's son after his son continuously talks shit to him. I think he's bringing up his DV allegations with his ex, Danielle Nickerson. All right. And yeah, that's the story. That's kind of the story. Mike Perry said something to Eddie Alvarez's son's girlfriend. Eddie Alvarez's son starts defending his girlfriend, going off on him, starts saying stuff about his DV allegations with his ex Danielle, and then Mike Perry starts mouthing off to the son now, dissing the girlfriend further. All right, so here's the footage of it popping off, and then we're going to look at what Eddie said to this, because Eddie saw the video, and Eddie issued a statement himself. Now, Mike Perry also just dropped a response to it on Overdogs. So we're going to look at all of it right now, but let's peep the new footage.
Oh yeah!
And you can see, I mean, the female's getting active in the blonde. Eddie's son was getting active instantly. Eddie was getting active, and the rest of the squad was getting active on Mike. Everybody, a full family affair, beating down on Mike.
Mike Perry. They fucked Mike Perry up. They fucked Mike Perry up.
You see the blood splatter on the ring. Philly fans are definitely insane. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'd like to do is we're going to do some trivia, see how much you know. I'm going to throw it down the screen, and I'm going to ask you what the best fight city in the world is. This is an easy one. Is it A, Los Angeles?
So this is how everything popped off. Now you see it. Now, Mike Perry issued a statement. We're going to listen to it in a minute here, but we might as well read Eddie Alvarez's statement first. But before we do that, Phil Rowe reacted to this, and he goes, at Eddie Alvarez. He tagged the wrong Eddie, by the way, so I had to tag the right Eddie. But Phil Rowe said, this is super lame. Mike's by himself. You're in Philly with your people. So Phil Rowe not happy with Eddie Alvarez for jumping Mike Perry in Philly. You know, full disclosure, Phil Rowe, Mike Perry, they're boys. They're training partners, so of course he's going to take his back. But, you know, I do get where Phil's coming from, regardless of them being training partners. I do get where he's coming from. And then just before we get into the statements issued, let's just go over all the angles that I've got for you guys of the brawl. Here's a couple more angles of it for you. Okay, here's one angle. You can see them here. You know that Mike's in that green jacket right there, beating down on him. Mike's manager not doing shit. Pussy ass. No offense. But I mean, get active, homie. So here's this video.
That's Mike Perry.
Angle of it. Big going down.
Yo, look.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you see the blood splatter on the ring. Philly fans are definitely insane. Ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to do is we're going to do some trivia, see how much you know. We're going to throw it up there on the screen, and I'm going to ask you what the best fight scene in the world
that's Eddie
is.
and fucking Mike.
This is
That's
easy.
funny.
Is it A, Los Angeles? Yeah. B, Philadelphia? C, Las Vegas?
Okay, so Mike's immediate reaction to everything. This isn't what he said today, but this was his immediate reaction. I think he posted this on social media Saturday night and then on Sunday. So Mike said, was an eventful weekend at Bare Knuckle. A lot of animosity in this game. Tough challenges. Train hard and try to make them look easy. Then he added, they welcomed me to Philly as one of their own, and that floor was slippery as heck, and his wife fell on her face, and I laughed at her looks like I was just down underneath everybody slipping for the first minute. Told y'all eventful. So yeah, Mike did eventually react to it on Sunday once footage surfaced. Now that more footage has surfaced, and the fact that Mike Perry got a podcast, you know, he reacted to it once more, and he gave more information on what happened. Before we get into Mike, here's what Eddie Alvarez had to say. Let's go to Eddie Alvarez's story. Damn, he goes, what it used to feel like walking with my son. Oh, this is probably like a before and after. A baby lion and now a full-grown lion or something. We don't care to watch it. So here's what Eddie Alvarez had to say, right? He reposted the video that we posted today, and Eddie Alvarez said this: there is way more to this story than you all know. This was my wife and kids and family fighting here with me. You all know the person I am, and I'm not sorry for this. It was deserved, and he asked for it. Or it was deserved and asked for. Ask Mike, and he will agree. I'm glad Mike's okay and nobody got hurt. You can't fuck with someone's family and expect shit to be cordial. If you knew the story, you would understand. So, this is what Eddie Alvarez had to say. Then somebody else, you know, Eddie's quote tweeting someone else saying, no real parent would ever let someone be that disrespectful to their son or brother. This is both our sons. He bought that family over everything. We were nothing but nice to him when he got there, or when we got there. Okay, so I think this is this is Eddie Alvarez's wife. Eddie Alvarez's wife here reacting to it. Tuxedo, thank you for the $2 donut, homie. Once again, saying Mike Perry Punch. I mean, perfect name. Absolutely perfect name. Mike Perry Punch. And then here is the footage of them seeing each other, pulling up on each other, you know, upon first glance at BKFC before everything popped off.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? Good. How are you? Good to see you boys, man.
So it was all cool, no animosity. And why would there be animosity? Because Mike beat his ass already in BKFC. So, of course, Mike wouldn't be butthurt about anything, you know? But that's what happened there. And then let's go to see Mike Perry's statement that he issued now. Because, you know, Eddie Alvarez saying, if you knew what Mike said, if you knew what actually happened, you would understand. Even Mike would agree. You know, he had it coming. Okay, well then let's hear it from Mike's mouth himself. What happened? What happened?
None of them started throwing punches until I fell down. What happened was I was sitting there with that hat on. I got bumped from behind. I was in the front row. I turned around like, hey, excuse me. It was Eddie Alvarez's son's girlfriend. I said, excuse me, watch out or something. And then the son kind of leans in and I was talking to her. So that pissed him off. He was talking and then the wife just keeps screaming and yelling at me. And I was like, look, I'm sorry. So then the son gets on me about my family and he's saying, look, you know, little hotheads can, you know, say some shit. I'm looking at Eddie with a side eye like, are you going to get either one of them before I start cussing at them and stuff? I'm getting mad. I'm lit. I was lit when I got there. So when the kid said that to me, I got a little heated. He got to me, I guess. I said like, you're gonna have to get used to that. People gonna speak to her or something. That's when Eddie got up and pushed me really hard. And it's like I just slipped. None of them started throwing punches until I fell down. I didn't know who any of these people were. I didn't even realize that many people was doing that. I wasn't really getting hit. And then this one guy comes, tries to knock him out, almost knocks out the girlfriend. You know, I said something to his son to disrespect his son or whatever because he pissed me off. Eddie was doing what a dad should do, and he wasn't really trying to get me on the ground. I don't think from angles I saw he wasn't really trying to get in there. He was kind of trying to. I didn't have any boys. I'd be dolo. I'd be solo. I was next to my manager, and at first he was like this, but then he kind of just got body pushed out. And it's okay because I'm the fighter. You know, I'm used to it. None of them started throwing punches until I fell down. What happened was...
So, I mean, the way Mike explains it, the girlfriend kind of bumped into him. Mike was teed up. He probably shouldn't have said anything in the first place. Let's keep it a buck, right? Let's keep it a buck. Mike probably shouldn't have said anything in the first place, but he was a bit teed up. So the girl bumps him. He says something. I don't think he realized that that was Eddie Alvarez's son's girlfriend. Okay. But, you know, it makes sense. Eddie Alvarez's son wanting to pop his shit at Mike. I mean, you know, he's Eddie Alvarez's son. If you don't know anything about Eddie Alvarez, they call him the Underground King. All right. He got some of the most street fights out of all fighters in history. I mean, this guy comes from Philly, a notorious street fighter from Philly. All right. Turned UFC fighter, UFC champion. Eddie Alvarez, he legit. And I mean, his son probably cut from his cloth. So, of course, if Mike Perry does shout something to his son's girlfriend, and with it being the fact that, you know, Mike already beat his daddy's ass, of course, the son was chomping at the bit to fucking get at Mike. And yeah, Mike just explained it. You know, the son starts mouthing off to him, starts speaking about his past issues with his ex-girlfriend, you know, with some alleged DV or something like that. Who knows if it's true, but there's definitely allegations. Look into it. I'm not here to fucking explain it. But, you know, then essentially the way it all started to pop off was Mike said, listen, bro, you know, get used to it. Get used to it. You're going to have to deal with shit like that. People are going to be talking to your girl, you know, as you grow up and as you become a man, as you're navigating, you know, yourself through the wild. You and your girl walking out in the wild, this shit's going to happen more often. You're going to yell at everybody who has something to say about it, and boom, it popped off. Now, I don't know. Eddie Alvarez making it seem like it was way worse of a thing that was said, and all Mike said is you're going to have to get used to it. It sounds like that's real life advice. You know, what are you going to do? Fight everybody who tells your girl to watch out, so to speak? You going to fight everybody who tells your girl to watch out? I mean, you're in for a long, long, long fucking life, buddy. And not one of those long lives like living to 100, meaning like you got your work cut out for you, you know, fighting everybody who has something to say to your girl. So that's all Mike was telling him. It was kind of some real life advice. I don't see what warrants, you know, Mike to, or Eddie to get up and just shove him. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it at the same time. You know, I think Eddie would have been better off just being like, hey, it's getting too fucking hot now. Separate, you know, but you got his son in there. Eddie did lose to Mike already. He probably didn't want to feel like a bitch, so he chose to pop it off. I get it. I get it. Is he right for doing it? No. But do I get it? I mean, I get it. I get the pressure of the whole situation. You know, I get it. I get it. So that's pretty much the story there. Who knows if BKFC or the arena where this fight took place, if anybody's gonna press any charges, because that kind of thing did happen with you know, that brawl between Dylan Dennis and Team Makhachev at MSG for, I think, UFC 323. So I wonder if anybody in the arena or the mayor or the promotion, anybody's going to press charges. Probably definitely not the promotion. If anything, the mayor or the owners of the venue. But yeah, that's the story. That is the story. Honestly, it seems like they don't even care about it. If I could just say, bro, it seems like they don't care about it. I know it happened, but if you were to ask me, what do you think would happen if Eddie and Mike see each other right now today? I bet you they'd laugh about it and let bygones be bygones. I doubt that Mike's even really that pissed that he got jumped. I doubt that Eddie's that pissed at Mike, you know, for saying what he said to his son. It just was a heat of the moment type of thing. I honestly don't even think they care that much. So, yeah, that's that story. Tuxedo, thanks for a $2 dono again, saying you got the hood pass, say N-word. I will not be saying the N-word. 80 says, Jacob, you can tell Mike Perry is telling the truth and Eddie is the one bullshitting on the media channels now. Yeah, I mean, I think Eddie is, Eddie's making it seem like Mike said something worse than he actually said, and I don't think Mike said anything that bad. But with that being said, you know, with the heat of the moment and with Mike, you know, constantly clapping back at Eddie's son and Eddie's son just having a fucking mouth on him, all right? You know, Eddie's son having a mouth on him like that is the equivalent of, like, this is why dudes with girlfriends need to teach them to, like, kind of shut up. You know, when they're out in public and shit like that, the last thing a guy needs is for his fucking girl to start mouthing off to someone talking tough. And that's exactly what Eddie's son did right here. His little pipsqueak son, no offense, but his son's a fucking pipsqueak. Look at him. All right, his little pipsqueak son mouthing off because his daddy's tough, right? And look what happened. He got his fucking dad in a fight. This is the same thing. That's what I just mentioned. You know, if you got a girlfriend, the last thing you need is for her to be fucking acting tough on your behalf, mouthing off to another man, only for you to fucking have to step in and fight for her. That's exactly what happened here. So, I mean, yeah, you know, Mike was mouthing off at the son, clapping back at him. But, I mean, the son was fucking saying some out-of-pocket shit, bringing up Mike's old relationship and how there was some DV allegations because Mike told his girlfriend to not, you know, bump into him. You know? It wouldn't have really you know, yes, Mike shouldn't have said that to the girlfriend. Just let it be, dude. She bumped into you. She's a fucking girl. Let it be. You know, what I'll say is that he was a couple drinks deep, and that's why he fucking didn't let it slide. It is what it is, bro. That just is what it is. He's wrong for that, though. He's wrong for even saying something to her, in my opinion. Now the son doubles down on the wrongs, starts mouthing off to him, starts bringing up the DV allegations with his ex. So now we're doubling up. And then Mike's going to triple Mike's going to triple down or triple up, and he's going to start disrespecting the son now, right in front of his dad's face. So that's exactly what happened. You know, that's exactly what happened. Who you guys want to blame, you guys can blame them all you want. That's what happened, though. That's exactly what happened. Buyer Seller says, been tuning for a while, just driving. Good shit on the Perry collab. My man, Buyer Seller. Thank you, homie. Handle your own business, son. I mean, yeah. Facts, though. Facts, Tyler Betts. You know, if you want to mouth off to Mike Perry like that, then, you know, handle that shit yourself. Otherwise, just sit back down, homie. So that's that whole story. We'll get some, oh, you want me to replay it one more time, Tyler Betts? One more time.
Come on. Oh, yeah. They jumped the shit out of Mike Perry. They fucked Mike Perry up. They fucked Mike Perry up. You see that one splatter on the ring. Philly fans are definitely insane. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'd like to do is we're going to do some trivia. See how much you know. They're going to throw it down the screen, and I'm going to ask you what the best fight city in the world is. This is an easy one. Is it A, Los Angeles?
Nah, Tyler Betts is saying slow-mo. Who made first move, though? Who made the first move was Eddie. Eddie made the first move. Look, so I'll just play it with no sound. But Eddie made the first move. Once Mike clapped back at his son, Eddie stood up and shoved him. Check it out. Eddie made the first move. See, boom. Eddie stood up and shoved him. Then Mike went after him. Then they all jumped in and started beating on him. Even the fucking wife, bro. Even the fucking wife is crazy. But honestly, that shouldn't come as any surprise because Eddie's wife literally is notorious for screaming and yelling throughout his fights, like every second of his fight. Like the craziest screaming and yelling you ever heard, Eddie Alvarez's wife. So that's what popped it off right there. That's the story. That's the story. And, you know, Joaquin, so let me give you guys the backstory into the next story of the evening. Like I said, this won't be a long live stream, but this will be the last story of the evening. So let's get into it. Shakur Stevenson claims boxing is better than the UFC. It ain't even close. The skill level is different. Tell Ilya Topuria, come and fight me. So Shakur and Terrence went on Aiden Ross's stream last night after Shakur's big win. What was it, 2 weeks ago? And they started comparing the UFC to boxing. You know, all fans of boxing and MMA, everyone wants to, you know, be with their camp and advocate for their camp. UFC's better, boxing's better. To be honest with you guys, UFC is just better to watch in general. For the casual fan, the average person, they'd rather watch the UFC, and they do watch the UFC. You know, take Aiden Ross, for example. Somebody who's not really boxing or MMA rooted. He prefers to watch the UFC over boxing. Just a fact. And that's what he tells Shakur here. And Shakur starts tripping on him. And I get it, but I mean, you guys are clueless, bro. Not everybody likes watching you guys fight. And Shakur, you know, he popping his shit now, but let's not forget, bro. Shakur, people hate to watch you fight, homie. They absolutely hate to watch you fight. Sure, you know, you had a decent performance against Tio, but even people are critical about that, saying all you did was jab him. You know, so Shakur, people hate to watch you fight, and this is what we're talking about, where, you know, people love to watch the UFC, regardless of the skill level. You know, I can't agree with Shakur on one thing. The skill level in boxing and the UFC is night and day. You know, boxers are way more skilled at their craft, but the UFC is much more fun to watch. And I do find it crazy that Shakur emphatically disagrees with that shit, because Shakur is one of these guys who's literally bringing down boxing with his performances. Let's just keep it a buck. You know, he's sitting here all bulletproof right now because he undefeated and he just beat Tio. And I get it. But Shakur, we're not going to forget that your shit does stink a little bit. You know, you're not one of these guys who shit don't stink. Your shit definitely stink, homie. Definitely.
You guys fuck with the UFC as a whole?
Yo, I saw you say that. You gotta take that back.
Why?
You say that the UFC is better than boxing.
It's true, and you know it's true.
It's not true.
Come on, even look, even he's smiling. Yo, you come on, bro. You know.
See, even their security guard. I'm assuming it's a security guard, but this guy says, he basically says what we all say. It's more fun to watch the UFC than boxing. Aiden says the same thing.
Oh, hey, yo.
Human experience is better. I think the human, like, going there and watching it is better than boxing.
He said, I think going there and watching it is better than boxing.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Going there and watching.
And then Aiden says, it is. It is.
Come on, bro, MMA. Yo, I'm gonna
kick this nigga out. This nigga, ain't no way this nigga came with me right now. Hold on now, cuz.
Nah, bro, I'm telling you, it's good though.
He good.
It's fun to. It's fun. It's fun. You know what it is, bro? When I was watching you and Tio's fight, I was obviously mad. I was biased, to be honest. The fight before was a good fight. Who's the dude from New York that fought?
Shushu.
Yeah, bro. I like him. He's cool. But again, like I think UFC's better than boxing. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's great.
UFC would never be better.
Like that. You guys fuck with the UFC as a whole?
Yo, I
Never be better than boxing.
at all. It ain't even
What?
close.
Ever.
The skill level is different.
All right, so like, hold on, let me ask you guys a question. You don't think like John Jones would dominate in boxing, honestly?
Hell no.
What?
Hell
Okay, Ilya Taporia.
Tell him come fight me.
He's a crazy boxer, bro.
I don't care. Tell him come fight me.
Hold on a second. What about...
UFC is good for what they do, and we good for what we do.
That makes
You know
sense.
what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah, that makes sense.
never be better.
I mean, Bud even basically agrees. He's like, UFC's better at what they do, aka drawing in the fans, and we better what we do. We better technicians, you know. But yes, UFC is way more digestible to watch. Something just rubs me the wrong way. How Shakur on here acting like I get it. Shakur undefeated, I get all of that, but still, it's just Shakur not the guy, bro. He not the guy to fucking talk like this. He just not the guy. And the other thing I find so crazy is the boxers, you know, when are one of you guys going to come over to the UFC? We know what you guys got to say. We hear you guys talking all the time. Now put your money where your mouth is, like we do in the UFC. All the UFC fighters put their money where their mouth is. They're all willing to come see you guys in the ring. We're still waiting on one of you guys to come see them in the ring. Tell him come fight me. Okay, tell you go fight him. You're the one dissing on the UFC, Shakur. Ain't no one dissing on the UFC. Aiden's trying to big it up, and you're like, oh, no, blah, blah, blah. I can't believe you would say something like that. You got to take that back. Okay, well, if you got such an issue, bro, why don't you go see Ilya? If you got the issue, Shakur. It's just crazy that Shakur got the issue, then he's making it seem like Ilya got the issue. Like, oh, Ilya, tell Ilya, come see me. Bro, you're the one with the issue. That's why we're talking about it right now. You go see Ilya then. You go see Ilya. You're the one with the issue, right? You think he don't got shit on you. So go see Ilya. Now, let's get into what Joaquin had to say about this, because Joaquin was low-key heated. Now, but also, quick preface, the first half of this video was of Joaquin clapping back at people telling him that he's been inactive. So the first half, unrelated to the Shakur thing, but he eventually gets into it. We're going to watch the full thing, well, because we can't even adjust the playback speed on desktop. But the main headline you want to listen for in this one is Joaquin straight up says, you know, listen, guys, let's make it plain and simple. Me and you fight on the street, I kill you. I kill you. Pause for dramatic effect. You and me fight on the street, I kill you. So PSA to all boxers, Joaquin Buckley would absolutely fucking kill you. All right? Like, let's just end the debate. Exciting, not exciting, tell him see me, don't come see me. Joaquin Buckley would literally fucking kill you, bro. Absolutely kill you. So let's listen. Shout out to Buck. He looked like he got his fucking shirt tied around his head and shit like that. I mean, Buck just up early getting it.
God is good, baby. God is so good. Gotta know where we at. Don't ever change. We on that hill. It's a beautiful day today. Hit me some light work on the hill. We didn't even do runs today. We just did a couple of technique moves, attacks, front legs, side kicks, 1-2s, a little sprawl, knees, going up the hill. So it was a light day. But boy, I tell y'all, this hill undefeated. Ooh, and she wet today. She wet today because that fucking snow that melted. So I was slipping and sliding. But it's tight though, you know. You gotta work in that mud. You gotta work in these trenches, man. But I just want to get on here, man, and just kind of trying to get my mind, bro. I gotta let some shit out. I told y'all my journal. I'm gonna open up to y'all. So I don't know if y'all seen a lot of the last post that I made talking about the welterweight division, right? Speaking about how inactive it is, you know? And, you know, a lot of people had something to say, like, Buck, you been inactive. Where you been? Where you at? Well, you see I'm out here working, right? But let me explain, you know? I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to keep it real. I'm right here. I'm right here with y'all. Did they offer me a fight back in 2025 after I fought Usman? Yes, they did. They didn't give me a name, but I can make a good guess on who it was. More likely, it was probably going to be Protest, who I would have fought. But Jeff Neal took that fight. I just couldn't take it for my own personal reasons.
So before we go any further, all right, it is worth noting. I've known this. I'm just not really out, I'm not broadcasting it to the world. But yes, Joaquin, he has been offered a fight in the last 8 months and he did turn it down. All right, here he is admitting to it. He's saying he doesn't know who it was that they were offering, but he thinks it was Carlos Prates. Regardless, he turned it down. So, just, putting it out there, Joaquin admitting he did turn down a fight. But he's going to say, oh my God, look at his tit in here, though. Oh my goodness gracious. This is insane. Anyway, I'm having a hard time looking at the screen with his tit on there like that. But, oh my God, completely lost my train of thought. No Diddy. But he just saying he turned down a fight. Oh, because he had something personal going on in his life. He's not going to explain it, but he had something personal going on in his life. Do I know? Of course I know. Of course I know why he turned it down. Will I tell you guys? Unfortunately, no. That's for him to share. But, it's a valid reason. If you guys want to know, it's a valid reason. It's a valid reason why he turned it down. And regardless, he ready now. Insane pause, says James Steele. It's an insane pause. His tit was a balloon. I mean, shit, this thing is fucking massive, bro. I don't know what the fuck kind of chest routine or bench press routine Buck's on, but honestly, he needs to taper it down a little bit. The chest is getting too big.
And people ask, well, why ain't you taking? None of your business, right? But I do got a life. I do got certain responsibilities that I got to take care of that come before the UFC. But I told him, hey, man, I'll be ready. Probably one of the last cards of the year, right? And I swear I thought I was going to get Michael Morales, but they gave him to Sean Brady, which is whatever.
Okay, so he got offered a fight before Brady versus Morales got booked. He told them, I'll be ready at the end of the year. I can't fight now. I'll be ready at the end of the year. If you guys have been listening, I know most of you guys are the hardcore viewers in here. I told you guys a while ago, Joaquin was expecting for the UFC to book him against Michael Morales. That's what he was expecting. Especially because they had already offered him something earlier. He turned it down, and he said, I'll be ready later this year. That's why Joaquin was shocked when they offered Morales to Mr. Number One Contender, Sean Brady, at the time. So by the time, UFC 323 came around, Joaquin was ready to have accepted that fight months before and fully trained for it and show up on that date, before the end of 2025. So yes, he turned down potentially Carlos Prates, I don't know, maybe in September, around September time, August, right? But he was ready for the end of the year. He didn't get any offers. He still hasn't got any offers.
You know what I mean? Good for Michael Morales. It got him to skip some certain steps, right, where he didn't have to go and fight me. But regardless, right, I got another offer. Something else popped up, right? Y'all can say it's excuses all you want to, but at the end of the day, like I said, I'd rather fight when I know I'm ready and when I know I'm prepared. So we got some good news on the way. I just heard something from
If I'm not mistaken, Joaquin says he turned something down again for earlier this year. You got to be kidding me. I'll have to ask him, but I don't know about this. Sounds like he just said something else got offered after he didn't get the Michael Morales fight. Interesting. We're going to have to listen to this again.
Sean Shelby, I can't release the date, obviously, right? But
Sean Shelby been reaching out to him now.
Sean Shelby just gave me some good news, gave me a good name, and I'm ready for it, right? So with that being said, Buck coming back, don't worry about it. But this is for y'all. All the people talking about like, oh yeah, Buck this, you ain't that good, journeyman. Oh, you number 10, you lucky shot guy got kicked out. That's why you only bumped up. Okay, I got something for y'all. Realize, when I die, my name gonna live on. And it might be because of one moment, one kick, one highlight reel. But when I die and I leave this earth, my name will always be here. But what about you though? What mark, what dent, what impact have you made in order to be remembered? Instead of talking about me, instead of being on my comment section, talking crazy, talking wild when you know darn well you would never say that in my face. Because I'm looking for that brave individual one day that's brave enough to really give a true opinion. It might not be the truth, but I can respect you if you tell me how you really feel to my face. But all you bots, all you fake profiles, all you private profiles where I cannot touch you, remember this. When you dead and forgotten, you gonna be going back and like, dang, all that time I spent on Buck page, talking all that shit, I could have been really doing something with my life. I could have really been inspiring my own kids who they ain't gonna grow up and they ain't gonna be shit and they gonna be forgotten. Cause you didn't get an example. All right? That's really what's on my mind. Cause look, I ain't just gonna get on the welterweight division, I'm gonna get on y'all fans too. Y'all some suckers, man. Y'all got no loyalty. Y'all show no real love, you know? If somebody break that little parlay, you on to the next person. It's savage out here, right? It's savage out here being in the UFC, and it's just real, but I don't mind it. Because a sport like this has definitely transformed me into the man I need to be. Yeah, I see I got my turban on, but we rocking with the Lord. Turban. You know, I'm rocking with the Lord. This is how Jesus used to walk around in this mud. But that was just on my chest, man. I had to get that off my chest. Y'all see I got a lot on my chest. That's a little bit I had to knock off my chest right there. What up? What up? Well, now, what I just tell you, Jesus 97, you walking with that name, but you ain't walking with the Lord. I just told you I got something coming up. I just told you that. What up, El? Fight with the Ukraine dude, that's good money. He got one of them last names, you know.
Somebody, that had to have been somebody from the live stream. That had to have been somebody from the live stream last night. Telling him fight the Ukraine dude after I spoiled it last night. I mean, it's totally fine. Totally fine, but I just have to say it. That was somebody from the live stream last night. I don't know who it was. Make yourself known, but shit. It was somebody.
I'm saying he got one of them last names I'm looking for. I told you I want to get busy with all them dudes. Everybody talk about them guys from that region are the hardest working guys. I don't believe that. I don't believe that, man. Just because you aren't remembered doesn't mean anything. You better work on your name, dog. I don't care what you say. You better make an impact or some change. Because you will be remembered at the end of the day. You know? I don't know what you talking about. How you doing something that ain't remembered? You know, if you ain't made no impact, people gonna remember that. Period. What up?
Facts, though.
What up, Hyland? Saeed, if I said your name right. Yeah, no, you already know me and Islam ain't never gonna fight. That ain't never gonna happen. By the time I get back up to where I need to get to, he be gone, long gone. What up, Jordan? Yeah, we working in St. Louis, man. Yet again, I'm with STL Boxing Academy. Pull up on Fridays. Pull up on Fridays if y'all want to catch some work. If y'all really want to see what it is to work with a UFC fighter, come on up. Come on up. Come on up. What up, Levi? Who am I fighting? I can't get that news. You know I can't do that. You know I can't mess up my money. Yeah, man. So like I said, man, I just wanted to get off my chest, man. I was working my butt off. You know, and like I said, I'm looking at all them comments, boy. You know, and look, name one welterweight fighter that keep y'all entertained at least. Name one, you know? All these dudes in the UFC, bro, y'all claim like they got personality, but man, you put them by themselves, man, they really ain't nobody, for real. The ones that y'all really cheer for, the ones y'all really beloved, I mean, that's crazy to me. Cause like I said, bro, I just show out every single time. I show up every single time. And I feel like once I go back out there, I used to do it for the entertainment, right? The entertainment value. But I just got to do it for me now, you know?
Juice Man, was that you and Buckley's Instagram live telling him to fight Yaroslav? Had to have been you, homie. Shout out to fucking Juice Man. Shout out to Tyler Betts. Fucking motherfucker made 10K off of Buckley losing his crazy work. But congrats on fucking getting that bag, homie. I can't be mad at it. Juice Man says I don't even got Insta. I know. All the young bucks don't got Insta. Insta's becoming the new fucking Facebook, bro. It's crazy work.
Y'all done made me change my ways, boy. I gotta just do it for me now. You know? Shoot.
Give me 1 second.
Protez,
I'm gonna step away
what
for
about
1 second.
What about Protez? Gilbert Burns, what about him? Bilal, what about him? Yeah, I can bark. Come here. I bite too, nigga. Come here. Me and Morales would be good money. I ain't gonna lie. I like that Morales fight with me. But it just didn't happen. So maybe it can happen on a very impactful card where I feel like the whole world gonna be watching and paying attention. But like I said, I like to speak things into existence, but I don't want to be too detailed yet because I don't want to get in the way. I don't want to get in the way of nothing. Buck versus Protez, I like that money too. He get tired. I know he get tired. I'll put pressure on Protez. Easy work. But don't get it twisted. Don't let Protez touch you with that left hand, boy. He'll send you to the king. He'll send you to the king immediately. Have you smiling like Leon out of the middle of nowhere, but you got to put pressure on a dude like Protez. You can't just let him get comfortable. All right, y'all. I'm up out of here. Oh, matter of fact, hold on. Just thought about it, because y'all don't be asking a lot of good questions on here. I got a comment about Aiden Ross and, what's that boy name? Shakur Stevenson. He was with Bud, right? And, Shakur kind of brought up, how is the UFC better than boxing, right? And he disagreed. He thought boxing was way more entertaining than the UFC, right? And I got a couple, 2 cents to myself when it comes to what Shakur is saying, but I just hate, and I'm gonna just say this right now, y'all boxers are so disrespectful to us athletes, bro, in the UFC. And I understand we don't get paid like y'all, we don't get money like y'all, but I tell you right now, we outwork every single boxer in the room. Hands down, that's just the truth. That is just the truth. Are y'all skilled at what y'all do? Exactly. That right hand and that left hand it's a problem. But at the same time, that's all y'all gotta work. You guys don't have to learn different parts of the body and train certain parts of the body to make sure that you're strong in all positions. See, the thing about boxing is, it's easy to be defensive because all you gotta do is worry about 2 hands. But it's harder to be offensive to try to get the knockout. So when people get a lot of knockouts like Javante or like Deontay Wilder at the time, you know what I mean? Or who another good name? Canelo or Triple G, right? They are very proficient on how to find their shots and set up their shots, right? That's why I got to give them a lot of respect. But at the same time, when you're a person like Shakur, when you're a person like Bud, when you're a person like Andre Ward, no disrespect to them, they're more emphasized on defense, not offense. Because offense, if you what's the word I'm looking for? Prioritize towards that more, you leave yourself to get open and get knocked out and exposed, right? That's why Mike Tyson was a savage, right? Because he didn't mind being aggressive, you know what I mean? Doing that forward pressure, bobbing and weaving to get inside to lay somebody out. But you leave yourself open. That's why he got caught. But a lot of them would like to say, well, he not to go because he got 7 losses or he got 5 losses. Who cares? He taking risks. Shakur, I'm on you.
Come on, bro. Whether you love this guy or you hate this guy, you gotta love watching him. I mean, this guy is pure entertainment. He's just spitting right now. This is pure entertainment, what he's giving us right now. I mean, you gotta love it. A character in every sense of the word. Joaquin, new money, new Mansa Buckley. Come on, man. This is the best American welterweight we got right here.
Even though you beat Timo, right? All the stuff that Timo was talking, all that trash that he was doing, he's saying nigga, he throwing bananas at you and all that type of stuff, right? Yeah, you beat him, but you should have knocked his ass out cold. But because you worried about your little record, because you don't want to get embarrassed, you want to blame it, well, it's the art of boxing. Or, I just want to show my jab all night. You a hoe. You a hoe. You ain't want to go out there and put on your best performance. Like Sugar Ray Leonard back in the day would say, right? If I feel like somebody can't compete with me, I'm getting them up out of there. I might drag you out for a couple rounds. People that paid tickets, paid $1,000 to come and see me. So I might let it push for about 8 rounds. But then once I get tired of you, you out of there. And we ain't never seen that from a person like Shakur. So with that being said, stop disrespecting us, bro. We are way more entertaining than y'all. It just is what it is. When we watch you guys fight, it's predictable on who's gonna win. So there ain't no excitement in that. And the UFC, you don't know who gonna get it. And it's not because we trash. It's not because, yet again, they don't work technical or they don't work fundamentals. There are so many ways to lose a fight. From the wrestling, from the submissions, from knees, from elbows, from kicks, spinning back kicks, spinning fists. And y'all try to say, no, y'all the real fighters. How? How y'all the real fighters? If we came outside, literally where I'm at right now, I could kill you. I'm not saying I want to kill you or want to take you off this earth, but realistically, I would kill you if.
And that's why I had to leave the comment that you see pinned right there. PSA to all boxers, Joaquin would absolutely kill you. Like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but Joaquin and all of the UFC fighters would absolutely kill you guys. All right? You and your chicken legs. Yes, I'm talking to the boxers out there. Boxers are notorious for chicken legs. I mean, the thinnest legs I ever seen in my life. Devin Haney, you know, the list goes on.
We fought. Hand-to-hand combat. So with all that being said, boxers, y'all gotta quit. All right? Y'all will get your ass whooped by somebody that is a UFC fighter. Right? Hands down, y'all got them hands. Ooh, they sweet, they nice like that. But even if we do box, let's say that. Even if we do box, one thing that I know I can do to boxers, I can pressure y'all. Because a lot of y'all ain't got no heart. And a lot of guys respect y'all a little too much, and they allow y'all to just do what y'all do, which is outboxing. I can't box a boxer, but I can outfight a boxer all day. And it can easily be proven. Because I heard Shakur also say, oh, hey, then let's fight then, to Ilya Topuria. And I ain't going to pick on the little dude because he's little. I get his big bro though. But, no disrespect, you might be retired. I ain't asking to fight you in the actual ring. But let's just work. Let's just work. I feel like I don't get none of the respect that I feel that's warranted. Let me get some work with the so-called GOAT that's in the boxing. And let's see how I hold my own. Y'all seeing this, y'all share this, y'all like to send and clip stuff, send this to Bud. Come and work with an MMA dude. I know you still staying sharp. I know you still in the ring training. You might not box again like you said, because ain't no money that's going to ever bring you back. But, hey, don't allow your talents and your gifts to go to waste. Let me work with you, bruh. I got something to prove today. I got something to prove today. With all that being said, man, I'm out, y'all. Peace out.
Joaquin was too calm at the end of that, asking Bud to work. I mean, that was kind of cold, the calmness in that. He like trying not to pop his shit too much to scare off Bud. Obviously, Bud would beat Joaquin in boxing. But, you know, I do like Joaquin's confidence. Now, I do have to address Tyler Betsing. I don't know. He would 100% have to land a takedown first. Homie, come on, homie. Tyler Betts, did you just forget what MMA is for a second, bro? He would not have to 100% land a takedown. Of course, landing a takedown would be a step in the right direction. But, I mean, come on. Head kicks, leg kicks, front teep kicks, right to the body and to the head, side kicks to the body, right? These boxers got to get past all that before they can even get busy with the hands. And I know you know that, Tyler. That's why it's kind of shocking that you forgot about all that. But come on, bro. Boxers cannot take leg kicks. They don't know how to leg kick. And, you know, the leg kicks are just the half of it. Like I said, teep kicks up the middle to the body and the head kicks, spinning kicks, side kicks to the body, right? Oblique kicks to the knee. Come on, bro. These boxers are getting fucked twice on Sunday in the ass, Tyler Betts. And we all know it. And we all know it. Even you, Tyler Betts. Even you know it. Come on, Ty. Come on, Ty. I know you know it, homie. I know you know it. Tyler hitting us with the LOL. I know he knows it. Tony saying Buck wants to KO them in sparring. I mean, it would be really tough for Joaquin to KO Bud Crawford in sparring. We got to keep it a buck. You know, we got to keep it a buck across the board. Juice says all he need is that spinning viral kick he has. Let's see how Bud defends that. Oh, Bud's got no shot at defending that, Jew. He got no fucking shot. He's going to be set up like a fucking... I don't even know the comparison. But Joaquin would set him up so perfectly for something like that, and no boxer would even know they're walking into something like that. you know? Like Joaquin could be setting that up from a mile away and the boxer wouldn't even see it coming. Andrew Nance dropping some of the special emojis from Membies only. My man Andrew. Tyler saying, yeah, right, but I'm just saying Canelo versus Buckley, who's going to land that big punch first? Well, if we're talking a big punch, probably Canelo. In boxing, probably Canelo, you know. But honestly, on the streets, I would say that like Canelo probably not even getting there. You know, Canelo's going to have so much to worry about. I don't even think Canelo is going to even really be able to land that big punch. Because when MMA fighters can do their whole game, it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but I honestly think, yes, you know, when you see UFC fighters in the boxing ring, it's ass. I'm going to admit that before I say what else I'm going to say. Okay, when you see UFC fighters step in the boxing ring, it is ass. But if you see a UFC fighter fight a boxer on their terms, it's way different, bro. They're not getting hit as much because they can use all their weapons and all their tools, and I don't think they're getting hit as much as they do in the ring. The only reason why UFC fighters get pieced up so much in the ring is because they don't have the ability to use all their other tools. But best believe if a UFC fighter can box, kick, you know, wrestle, grapple, a boxer, bro, these boxers aren't landing a single punch on them. Not a single one. Not a single one. They are so lost. Not a single punch. That's just my opinion. You know, we can all agree to disagree, but I'm going to share my opinion with you guys. Tyler Betts says, I just think UFC boxing is bad compared to real boxers. No, you're right. You're right. And I would never disagree with that. Honestly, Tyler, I've been saying the same thing for years. You know, that's why guys like Peter Yan in the UFC, they really stand out. You know, guys with good boxing in the UFC, they really do stand out. And it's not like Peter Yan is some type of world beater either, you know, but it just shows like if somebody comes into the UFC with the slightest sense of how to box, we're like, oh my God, he's so good at boxing, because the level of boxing in the UFC is very low in comparison. But let's replay this video because I just want to know, did Joaquin really deny 2 fights? Yeah, Yan and Ilya, right? Yan and Ilya, they're really good. Even, you know, Max Holloway, he a good boxer too. Can't forget Max. But I'd like to see those guys step into the boxing ring just to really see, because I still don't think they're on the level of like Shakur and shit like that. Obviously. Okay, we're going to replay this one more time, then we're going to get out of here. But I just want to confirm whether or not Joaquin really turned down 2 fights.
God is good, baby. God is so good. Yeah, I know where we at. Don't ever change. We on that hill. It's a beautiful day today. Hit me some light work on the hill. We didn't even do runs today. We just did a couple of technique moves, attacks, front legs, side kicks, 1-2s, a little sprawl, knees, going up the hill. So it was a light day. But boy, I tell y'all, this hill undefeated. Oh, and she wet today. She wet today because that fucking snow that melted. So I was slipping and slide. But it's tight though, you know. You gotta work in that mud. You gotta work in these trenches, man. But I just want to get on here, man, and just kind of trying to get my mind, bro. I gotta let some shit out. I told y'all my journal. I'm gonna open up to y'all. So I don't know if y'all seen a lot of the last post that I made talking about the welterweight division, right? Speaking about how inactive it is, you know. And you know, a lot of people had something to say, like, Buck, you been inactive. Where you been? Where you at? Well, you see I'm out here working, right? But let me explain. You know, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm right here. I'm right here with y'all. Did they offer me a fight back in 2025 after I fought Usman? Yes, they did. They didn't give me a name, but I can make a good guess on who it was. More likely, it was probably gonna be Protest, who I would have fought. But Jeff Neal took that fight. I just couldn't take it for my own personal reasons. And people would ask, well, why ain't you take it? None of your business, right? But I do got a life. I do got certain responsibilities that I got to take care of that come before the UFC. But I told them, hey, man, I'll be ready. Probably one of the last cards of the year, right? And I swear I thought I was going to get Michael Morales, but they gave him to Sean Brady, which is whatever. You know what I mean? Good for Michael Morales. It got him to skip some certain steps, right, where he didn't have to go and fight me. But regardless, right, I got another offer. Something else popped up, right? Y'all can say it's excuses all you want to, but at the end of the day.
Okay, so Joaquin did, in fact, turn down 2 fights in his hiatus. And I get it. Things are popping up. I get it. I get it. Things are popping up. I get things that are popping up. I get things are popping up, but I think we got to ask Joaquin about this. I think we got to ask Joaquin about this. I will be asking about this the next time we speak. Now that he's gone on record revealing he turned down 2 fights, I mean, we need an answer. We definitely need an answer. You know, what event, what date, how much notice did you have, what opponent? If you could speculate, just give us the fucking name. But Joaquin turning down 2 fights and still calling for names, I mean, this my man's now, so you know, I'm not gonna get on him too much, but it's tough. It is tough. You know, he on here, he very, you know, demanding about, you know, wanting a fight, wanting these names, but he's also turned down 2 fights. And I get it. He says he had shit popping up. I completely get it. I completely get it. I guess my thing is, if you are turning them down, then maybe don't hop on and be so like hell bent on getting a fight because they have been offering them to you. You know what I mean? But you know, I don't know. We'll have to ask him what's going on. But Joaquin turning down 2 fights is kind of crazy. Space Kid says hi. What up, Space Kid? What up, homie? We about to get out of here, but we just wanted to react to the news that Joaquin dropped today. So let me read a few chats. Rebuildable Ryan saying it's not an opinion, it's a fact. A boxer would be done in 60 seconds in a UFC ring. A 30 ranked UFC guy in any division would be any boxing champ in the same division. I mean, I think so. Rebuildable Ryan, I think so. Tyler Betts says take away the ring, take away the gloves. Who's going to land that KO punch? Are you really going to go for a takedown at a bar? No, you're not really going to go for a takedown at a bar, although people do it all the time, Tyler Betts. I will have to admit that. In fact, one time I fought my homie and I took his ass down and I fucking was punching him in the face. So, I mean, I mean, shit, I've done it too, Tyler Betts. One time, me and my homie, we got in a fight at like some party or whatever. We walked outside. I instantly took his ass down and I was punching him in the face. I took him down. I got him in like a fucking little front headlock thing, and I was just punching him in the face on the ground. And then we stood up and we went back inside. You know, and there was no ifs, ands, or buts about what just happened out there. So, I mean, I know it gets a bad rap, but shit, I've done it. I've ran a takedown in a fight. Call me crazy. And the one thing I was just going to say again to Tyler Betts is that, no, they're not going to be shooting for a takedown. But again, leg kicks, head kicks, spinning kicks, these are all viable options. You know, all viable options. Also, how about clinching up, getting behind him and punching him from behind or something like that? Like, there's a lot more, you know, tools in that, you know, MMA fighters can use in a street fight than boxers as well. So that'll be my response. Tyler Betts won on the Seahawks, so congratulations, homie. Oh, Tyler Betts might be running a stream for the Seahawks parade tomorrow because he's from Seattle. Good shit, homie. Good shit. Drop the YouTube link or drop whatever channel you're on so people can go watch it. Juice Man says, nah, you ain't leaving anywhere, little ass homie. Keep streaming. And I saw Juice Man's comment saying he's a 90s guy. So yeah, I'm a 90s guy too. I'm born in 96. JK. No worries, Juice Man. And yeah, if you are a fan of Gucci Mane, then you definitely born in the 90s. Tyler Betts says 2 journalists stepping outside to square up. Too good. Nah, this was in high school. It's actually one of my best friends. At the time, we're not really homies anymore, but in high school, that was one of my best friends. But he known for getting in fights and stuff like that. And then, so of course he was fucking yelling at me over some bullshit. And then Tyler Bet says, I won't because his friend's gonna jump in and stomp. Daughter, gotta change your channel name from Perry Punch to Ground and Pound now. I guess so, Daughter. That's clever. That's clever. Ground and Pound, a good name too. Ground and Pound, Perry Punch. Shit, Daughter, start your own channel. Ground and Pound is still free. I'm 96.2, fucking 29, finally feel old. Buyer seller, yeah, we about to hit 30, homie. But it's all good. It's all good. Still relatively young. Still relatively young in your 30s. I mean, Buck's like 31. Shit, we all still fucking with him. Tyler Bet says, so average prelim BKFC fighter is going to get his ass whooped by a prelim UFC fighter, in your opinion, question mark? Yeah. Tyler Betts, yeah. I mean, personally, I think so. Tyler Betts said I just turned 28 2 weeks ago. But fuck it, forever young and wise. Yeah, shit, we forever young and wise. Young and wise. Usually young people aren't too wise, but I guess we're both. We're young and we wise. All right, so that's the stream for the evening, boys. Shout out. A couple other things. Like I said, I got the full edited interview with Joaquin Buckley. I'll even here. Give me a second. Just to kind of preview it for you guys, just to show you. All right, so you guys are going to see the back end of my YouTube real quick, but that's fine. Okay, so we got it. The 53-minute interview with Joaquin Buckley is up. All right, I will move it to members only now. Okay, so everyone who's leaving this stream right now, you become a member. You join the Perry Punch fam. You get access to the full hour-long interview with Joaquin Buckley, where he calls out Yaroslav Almosov, speaks on white UFC fighters using the N-word, responds to Dana White shutting down his offer to fight in Zuffa Boxing, and more. Talking about Michael Morales being zesty, talking about the layoff in more detail. So, here it is. Tune into the Joaquin Buckley hour-long interview. It's going to members only now. All right? Available now to all members. Shit, if you're a member, you're lucky. I did gift out 4 memberships last night. So, some of you guys who are watching, if you got gifted a membership, you're in luck. And also, just a friendly reminder, I will be gifting out more memberships as the days go on here. So make sure everybody has their gift, or how do you put it? There's an option on YouTube to be able to receive gifts. You need to turn that on, okay? Because when I gift out memberships, it's at random. So it'll only go to the people who have received gifts turned on. If you don't have received gifts turned on, you're never going to get gifted a free membership. So just a reminder to all you guys, I will be gifting out free memberships as the month goes on. So at least, at the very least, turn on receive gifts. If you're not going to buy one, at least turn it on. So you might be able to be one of the lucky few. Okay, that's going to be the stream, though. Shit. All the members, I know what you're about to do. You're going to go watch the Joaquin Buckley interview. So enjoy it. That'll be getting released in clips for the rest of the week. I'll probably drop the full interview on Sunday, for those wondering. But shit, members eat first. Members eat first. So I did that for you boys. Buyer Seller says, I'm going to live forever like Joaquin. Shit, we all are. I'm going to be a centennial. I'm going to live till I'm 100. All right, but yeah, I'm no more talking about being old. But Jew says, I turned 28 in July, LOL. Damn, Jew. When's your birthday, Jew? Before we get out of here, what day in July? My birthday's the 14th of July. My birthday, the 14th of July. Okay, buyer seller saying he got his receive gifts on. Okay, perfect, perfect. And he missed it last time Don floated 5. We're gonna float out some more, homie. So you're in luck. Hopefully you're in luck. Jew says the 8th. Okay, got you, Jew. Yeah, my birthday's 6 days after yours on the 14th. All right, that's a good way to end it. Shout out to everybody who watched. Quick stream tonight, but I'm sure you guys don't mind. I'm gonna go hit the gym now. I'm gonna go get a lift in. Just needs to be done. Need to get that lift in. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling anxious. We're gonna get a good lift. Probably hit some back. Then we're gonna hit some treadmill. You know, incline walking on the treadmill. We do be running on the treadmill, but today we're going to do some incline walking, and then we're going to hit 15 minutes in the sauna. So hit some back, 15 minutes, incline walking on the treadmill, 15 minutes in the sauna, come home, eat my dinner, pass out, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. All right, so thanks for everybody who watched. Like the video if you didn't like it yet. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. You know, like some of the new people, like motherfucking Rebuildable Ryan. You know, we live every night, homie. So subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. So peace out, everybody. Work on them puny ass little arms, homie. I'm gonna work on them. Juice Man. All right, peace out, everybody. Oh, how could I forget? Let me shout everybody out right now. Juice Man, shout out to you. Andrew Nance, member. Tyler Betts, member. All right, Jew member. All right, so shout out to all the members. Buyer seller. Dundaughter. We're going to get you a memby, homie. I feel terrible about that. Space Kid, too. Tony Sal. Member Tony Sal. Special shout out to the members, of course. Rebuildable Ryan. Dylan was in the chat. James Steele. Stewart the Almighty. What up, Stewart? I see you in here. Unbroken. Gravy was in here. Shout out to Gravy. Shout out to Tuxedo Mask for the donos. Much appreciated, homie. Thank you very much. Member Tuxedo. All right, shout out our member Tuxedo. I don't know if I shouted out James as a member, but yeah, James Steele is a member. AD Kid. Rich Charizard. And that's pretty much it. I don't know if we got Otto in the chat, but shout out to Otto. Shout out to Derek Valdez. Shout out to Sean Talks Ball and Jimmy Jam. That's going to be everybody. All right, peace out, guys. I'll see you.